We have multiple strategies to avoid, circumvent, to nullify, and to violate the law, don't we? Here's a nice little officer. What's that? Oh, IQ of 104. Oh, it's like toilet bowl brains. May 1st, 2013, we are looking to the south of John Lom's place, the way the law, what we call law enforcement, would come in when they did his false arrest. Here's John's driveway, and right here, a couple signs right there. That means there's two addresses here. Alright, I'll leave it up to John now.
Hi, my name is John Lum. I'm making this video to show you what happened to me January 12th of this year. I'm starting the video at the end of my driveway located here on County Road 31. Here, as you note, here's a picture of my home. There's a large sliding glass door that you can tell hasn't been used, and another door which we don't use in the wintertime. Two deputy sheriffs from Itasca County, Kyle Curtis and Bob LeClair, showed up here about 11:20 p.m. on January 12th looking for 65500 County Road 31. These trained observers, under oath on April 12th, they testified that they noticed these two addresses, as John showed you here on the signs, when they arrived. The first address is always closest, is on top, and is always the residence closest to the road. It's your dwelling address. Anything that ends in zeros are right next to the road. In fact, the numbering system is actually scientific. And these trained observers were taught this. They claimed there was no lights on in my house, when in fact through that sliding glass door that I showed you is my kitchen. The lights in there are clearly visible at night and they cannot be turned off. So they drove to my shop, located at 65516, a complete different address, different title, different electricity, different phone, different everything. My office lights are on 24/7.
Hey John, so you're saying they said they went through these doors here, went up to them doors, it looks like there's a lot of snow sitting there. Huh?
There was a lot more in January 12th.
Oh yeah.
This was the only door that we used in the wintertime, just for that fact.
Alright, so only way in is through this door.
Only way in, that's correct. Now if you notice we're walking, I have an audio surveillance transmitter located here, and it's been here for a couple years, and it rings a buzzer. In fact, we might even be able to hear it. Yeah, it's faint from here, but I can hear it. When it went off, I was sitting in my office chair in front of my desk, which we'll show you here when we get up here.
So that was the only door in the house that our trained professionals that we call cops went through.
Correct.
And over here, this sliding glass door.
Most of the winter, that's been covered almost to the top with snow.
Yeah. Don't look like it's any accessible area, so.
No.
All right.
Not at all. Note about where your pickup parked is about where their squad car was parked.
Okay.
And their squad car is a pickup, so it's about the same thing. When that alarm went off, I was sitting in my office chair. Behind the counter right here.
So going inside his office. And this is a desk that I'm looking at. And you were sitting right there.
Sitting right here, just like this. I reached into my safe and I grabbed my 9mm handgun. There's been an extremely high number of break-ins in this area, and it's still happening. I had no idea that cops were coming here for any reason. Like I said, they parked about where your vehicle was.
I'm going to show everybody how this would look from where John is at.
Now here is a gun that is somewhat similar to mine, in a holster.
Hold on a minute.
Alrighty.
That's how the cop would been parked. Can only really would see the back end of their vehicle. Alright. And now you about that?
Alright. I'm still sitting in my office chair with my sidearm on. The slide is open, like I have this one locked back because it doesn't lock. Mine locks. And also has a clip similar that goes in the end like this with no clip in it. Just for my own personal protection. I didn't know who was coming here or whatnot. And, you know, mine is considerably bigger. You can easily see, even from a distance, you can see light going through it, that there was no bullet in it. Deputy Curtis came right through my front office door there. Kind of seems like breaking into me. Took his firearm out of his holster with Deputy LeClair, Deputy LeClair was behind him. These trained observers claimed under oath they saw this cigarette lighter sitting right here through one of my windows. Seems kind of hard to believe. They testified under oath they thought it was a real gun. I'm thinking that's the best these trained observers can come up with. They also claimed that they were 15 feet from my counter. Perhaps they should have fallen back on their training. Let me walk over here and show you how far 15 feet from my counter actually is.
We have a tape measure at the counter measuring out. And John went outside the door.
Here's 15 feet where they claimed they were at.
Alright, just so we can verify so they don't think we're professional liars like they are. Boy, that looks like 15 feet to me. Oh, there's John's shoe.
Yeah. Out here in the parking lot. When in fact, they were standing right next to my counter.
Yeah.
If you're standing here,
Yeah.
I'm sitting back here.
Yeah, I think it only looks like about 2.5 feet from you, so.
It's actually at the farthest distance they were was 6 feet. And not even a little bit farther. 6 feet from me.
6 feet from you, so.
Me.
Oh, well, I
that
guess.
was at the counter, so.
Yeah.
You're looking real close there.
Yeah, we're in the general area.
They never identified themselves as police officers. They stated they didn't have to because the sheriff's sign on the side of their vehicle is clearly visible. Well, from sitting right here, there's an 83-inch wall.
83 inches from that window to the door.
That prevents seeing much of anything, especially at night with no exterior lights.
Yep.
Now, after realizing they were police officers, I did surrender my handgun, which was in the holster, unloaded with the slide open, as I had mentioned. Of course, when two deputies have their firearms pointed out at you, what else can you do? They put me in handcuffs. They took my handgun, my holster, my cell phone, and my wallet. Actually, they arrested me and put my face down right there on the floor. Kind of messy now, but
Now, just a couple feet away from behind your desk, and you're placed down there. Okay.
Curtis went through my phone. Set this aside. Went through my phone. Left that about here. After he searched all through it, he took my wallet from me, which I had a long chain on it. Took the contents out of it. When I found it, the contents were laying more scattered, I guess, like this. Alright, LeClair turned my head after I see him take my wallet and start going through it, so I couldn't see what was going on. And I told them I have not been home for at least 14 hours, which is the truth. I came to work here about 4 o'clock in the morning and I had not been home since. I did go to town, but I had not been at home. They had dispatch call my home number. When it rang my off-premises extension, which is right here, they said I was lying and I was going to jail. Eventually, after I kept hounding them what I'm getting charged with, they said obstruction. I was not given my Miranda rights until 3 days later when the judge did it. When we left, we got about as far as where I started this video, where we first started at the end of the road. Curtis asked me if he could search my home, and I replied, no, not the way I've been treated. So they turned around a little past my mailbox there. They went back to my home and they walked right in the front door. I was in the squad car watching it. That's the second time they broke into my property the way I see it. I might add they found my wife in bed sleeping, nothing wrong, and she was not very happy with them. She told them to get out and wanted to know what they had did with me. Even though when my attorney questioned them, they admitted I did everything they asked, yet they still arrested me and had no memory of anything to do with my wallet. Their testimony at my Omnibus hearing doesn't add up, and neither does their original report, as that it's extremely different from the one that was wrote for them, which LeClair admitted in court. In fact, it seems all of their surveillance seems to not exist either. They must have not have paid attention in lying class, as I was hounding them in the back of that squad. Where is my money? I knew what had happened. When I returned home from jail, I went to my office to retrieve my wallet, which was right where they had left it, like so. Except I had $6,500 in $100 bills in a compartment in here. Well, that's about that thick. You can't miss that. And it was missing. They testified in court that not only did they have no memory of taking my wallet, they also stated they did not know that I had a concealed carry permit. I do not have that anymore because the police took it from me, but that concealed carry permit was set just like that. Like that's what they were looking for. But of course they couldn't admit to that, because then they would have to admit to the fact that they had something to do with my wallet. Now, what decent police officer would arrest you no matter who you are or what you did in the middle of the night, take your wallet, your cell phone, not allow you to have a jacket in January, and take you to court? What if I had gotten out the next day, hour and 15 minutes away, with no money, no credit cards, no cell phone, and no jacket, and booted out in the middle of winter? Fortunately, that didn't happen. Seems to me that there's a thief around, doesn't it to you?
Oh, yeah.
Now, one time that night did I break the law. Seems like 2 deputies did, though. And that's all of my video, and thanks for watching.
All right. Yeah, no, it's funny about these professional liars. They've been caught on YouTube or on ABC 2020. Warning, cops are professional liars. What's that? They use the Reed technique to lie. Oh, they like to lie on the court stands, everything. Well, what's that? Cop equals enemy. We have multiple strategies to avoid, circumvent, to nullify, and to violate the law, don't we? Here's a nice little officer. What's that? Oh, IQ of 104. Oh, it's like toilet bowl brains.